Odin-Force. The Odin-Force, also known as the power of the All-Father, All-Power, and when wielded by Thor, the Thor-Force is the power that enables Odin to be the most powerful of the Asgardian gods. Pictured is the Odin-Force taking the form of a fallen Asgardian boy. This power is near infinite and seems to allow Odin, and later Thor, to become almost invincible, and seems to allow them to rival the powers of the strongest beings in the universe. The limits of its power are unknown, but if overused, it forces the user to enter a deep sleep to recover, leaving them vulnerable in the process. The Odin-Force is a powerful force created and used by the kings of Asgard, most notably Odin, hence its name. It is the source of power of the spear Gungnir wielded by the kings of Asgard, and the Destroyer, and must be periodically replenished by entering the Odin sleep. Overview. The Odin-Force is a force created and used by the kings of Asgard that combines mystical, cosmic energy and the user's own life force, can be manipulated to achieve incredible feats such as warping reality. Odin-Force is passed on hereditary and seems to adapt to its user and can be altered by its own will, for example Odin who used it for energy projection and dark magic, Hela used it for weapon creation and necromancy, and Thor used it for creating and manipulating thunder, due to the latter being a big fan of Zeus and having him as his biggest inspiration. Sometimes Odin-Force can become unstable, needing objects to focus and stabilize it, such as Thor who used Mjolnir to help him control his powers. History. War against the Dark Elves. 5,000 years ago, the then King Bor led the armies of Asgard in their struggle against the Dark Elves into their homeworld of Svartalfheim to secure the Aether, a weapon of infinite destruction. Upon arriving on the Dark World, Bor fired blasts of Odin-Force from his spear Gungnir to cut down swaths of Dark Elves. Jotunheim invades Earth. Using the Casket of Ancient Winters, the Jotun sought to take over the other realms and unleash a new ice age. They began with invading Midgard, but fortunately for its inhabitants the Asgardian armies led by Odin pushed back the Jotuns to their home world. During the war, Odin used his signature spear Gungnir to full effect against the frost giant hordes. Thor's banishment. During Thor's coronation, a squad of frost giants infiltrated Odin's vault. Sensing their presence, Odin activated the Destroyer, which was stored within the vault itself. The Destroyer armor powered up, summoning the Odin-Force and disintegrating the intruders with energy blasts emitted from its head. After Thor's disobedience and reckless actions on Jotunheim endangered the Nine Realms, Odin stripped Thor of his power and banished him to Midgard. Odin takes Thor's hammer Mjolnir and uses it to channel a burst of Odin-Force that broke apart Thor's armor and pushed him into the Bifrost. After Loki angrily yelled at his adoptive father for not informing him of his true nature, Odin collapsed in shock. Immediately after, Loki called upon some guards that carried him to the bedchamber where he is supposed to stay until his Odin sleep is over, during which Odin would rejuvenate and replenish the Odin-Force. Due to Odin's inability to perform his actions as king of Asgard while in the Odin sleep, Loki was appointed regent, and after numerous subversive acts against his rule by his subjects and Thor's friends, Loki sent the Destroyer down to Earth after Thor. The automaton laid waste to the small town of Puente Antiguo by incinerating everything in sight with its optic blasts. After suffering fatal wounds as a mortal, Thor regains his power and quickly destroys the Destroyer, easily deflecting its blasts with Mjolnir. After returning to Asgard and learning of the true state of things, Thor tries to stop Loki's plan to destroy Jotunheim. During the subsequent duel, Loki wields Gungnir and fires several Odin-Force blasts against his brother. Phase 2. As part of the SHIELD Protocol Phase 2, the wreckage of the Destroyer armor left behind in New Mexico was salvaged and reverse-engineered by SHIELD scientists to create a gun-like weapon of great power that would fire blasts of Odin-Force like the automaton it was made from. Loki's campaign on Earth. After coming to conquer Earth, Loki was apprehended by Thor and his new allies at SHIELD. During Loki's escape, he fatally wounded Agent Phil Coulson with a stab through the heart after deceiving both him and Thor. Before succumbing to death, Coulson fired a Destroyer armor prototype gun that was developed as part of Phase 2 from the wreckage of the Destroyer appropriated by SHIELD. The blast of Odin-Force was powerful enough to blow Loki several meters back and through a wall. Return of the Dark Elves. The start of the Convergence and the unearthing of the Aether reactivated a dormant Dark Elf ship carrying the last survivors of their race. During the Dark Elves' attack on Asgard, Odin vanquished the last of the foes alive in the throne room after their initial descent. Funeral Ritual. After the devastating attack and the death of Queen Frigga at the hands of Malekith, the deceased were put on funerary boats and floated to the edge of the Asgardian Sea. Before falling off the end, Odin converted his fallen queen into energy using the Odin-Force. While the vessel fell into the abyss, the Odin-Force rose among the stars. Attack on Cybertech. During the battle at Cybertech, SHIELD director Nick Fury showed up to help Coulson and his team against John Garrett and his Centipede soldiers, bringing with him the Destroyer armor prototype gun. Coulson used its concussive blasts to great effect against the Centipede soldiers. Kree Visitor. After the activation of the ancient Kree city, the Kree Vintak came to Earth to investigate the current state of the Inhumans and to eliminate any if found. S.H.I.E.L.D. came into conflict with him after it became clear he was after their teammate Skye. Leo Fitz used the destroyer armor prototype gun against the Kree while he was fighting against another teammate Bobby Morse. Thor dating Jane Foster. When Thor was in Earth, Thor enchanted Mjolnir to always protect Jane Foster. Ragnarok begins. After returning to Asgard from his travels in search of answers about the Infinity Stones and the fall of Asgard, Thor went in search of his father Odin with his brother Loki, who had been masquerading as Odin and secretly ruling Asgard. Having found Odin overlooking a cliff in Norway, he told his sons it was his time to die and for Ragnarok to begin. Odin subsequently dissolved into Odin-Force upon his death. Gor's vow against gods. Battle at the Gates of Eternity. In the Gates of Eternity, Thor was able to use Odin-Force and give a portion of his own power to the children temporarily to fight Gor's shadow monsters. Powers. Omni telepathy. Force blast projection. Matter manipulation. Force field generation. Force shield creations. Power bestowal. Enchantment. Concussive force projection. Levitation. Molecular manipulation. Matter energy conversion. Illusion casting. Interdimensional teleportation.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.